So let us now know first what is a table. Table means to maintain, to store some data in it, and that is why table is used. So in case of our web design and development work, actually table holds a very key feature in preserving the data derived directly from the users. Like you are just signing in to some website and you are providing your personal account information like your name, your date of birth, your address, your phone number, email, and this sort of things. All these things are kept in data format. So that is why table is used to hold all this kind of data into a database. That's why table always plays a crucial. In some earlier days, like something like in 90s, if we observe table actually in those time they were used to create a full website, and still in these days you can create a full website just creating some tables. So table always had played and always will be playing a very crucial role in creating your database structure. So table is the most vital and key factor of an HTML, to be precise, as a whole in web design and development. Basically a table, it consists of rows and columns. If we are concerned about a 1:1 table, something like this, then actually we are referring here that number of rows will be what? 1, and number of columns will be 1. Actually the first element of this ratio, it actually indicates the total number of rows in the table you have just created, and the last element indicates the total number of columns you have created. So if I say that a table has been created, that means a table with a single row and a single column has been created, because we never mentioned how many particular rows are there or how many particular columns are out there. So the default value of a table should be 1:1. That means there should be a single row and a single column. But in case if we are said that you will be creating a suppose that you are creating a 2:3 tables, a 2:3 table, that means you are actually creating a table consisting of number of rows, which is actually referred as TR, will be 2, and you may call it as it is here, TR equals to 2, and the number of columns, that will be, which is known as the tag TD, that will be equal to, and that will be equals to 3. So that means in this particular case, in this particular table, if we try to draw this table in Microsoft Word, then we will be seeing that a table with 2:3, that means there will be 2 rows and 3 columns. Here you see, this is the first row, this whole thing is the first row, but the first row is divided into 3 particular columns, 1, 2, 3, and this is the second row, this is the second row here, which is also divided into 3 columns. That means number of columns will be same in each cases, but the rows will be different. And in case of you inserting some data into it, then you may suppose like names, something like this, AD. If you are inserting some names, Murphy. So what you are doing actually here, you are inserting some data into your row. So the first column, the first row here, this row actually consists of three names, Eddie, Murphy and Thomas, which is separated by three columns here. You see that Eddie comes under the first column, Murphy comes under the second column and Thomas comes under the third column. And if you insert another row here, this is the second row actually, which is also divided into three columns, and this is also a name containing row, such as Tom, Dick, Harry. Likewise, in this case too, if you are talking about a 1:1 table, then you must know that this is actually what a 1:1 table looks as. And whenever you are creating a table without any specified number of rows and number of columns in it, that will be always by default consist of a single row and a single column. That means the value of tr in this particular case will be equals to 1, and the value of td, that means the number of column in this case, will be 1. So this is the basic thing we are about to create in our table, and in the later processes and with our ongoing projects, in the last episode, in the last videos of this tutorial, when we will be discussing about making a project, we will be acquainted with many such things which will be currently unavailable to you, something like call span or row span or something like this. Those are a different issue and those will be discussed later, but first of all you must understand what is a table is and how does it look, and how to code a particular table in case of an HTML element. So let's proceed to our videos and see how to create table element. Thank you.